Hi, I'm Margaret. I'm the programmer for ESOP Games, and I'm going to talk today about property ownership in Brunelleschi Age of Architects. In Brunelleschi, all property starts out public and overseen by the sovereign of that settlement. Now, if that sovereign employs ministers, then those ministers take on the management of property in their district. Now, if any of these ministers or the sovereign gets to be 150th level, like you can see my character here is, then suddenly they have the ability to sell buildings, thereby making public property private and allowing anyone access to property ownership and management. Now, as the sovereign, I can go to Manage, Government, check out the interior and the property rights option, and I can actually set here who in my settlement is allowed to purchase property and then by what conditions I revoke their property rights. So you can see here I have all citizens are currently allowed to purchase private property, and I revoke that property if they establish a foreign residence. Down here I can change those settings, but I think I like them for right now. So let's go ahead and check out the real estate market. I'm going to select the markets like normal, and we can see here we've got a new button, Real Estate. So let's check that out. You can see I have already placed a piece of property up for sale. It's a farm in my fields, and I've set the price at 100,000 bronze litra. You can tell it's mine because it has the big red cancel button for me, which would be a buy button if it had been placed by someone else. Up here, I've got a big green Sell Real Estate button if I want to put another building up for sale. You can see this little purple icon will tell me that it's a level 150 universal action, meaning everybody gets this at 150th level. In addition to the cool little description, I've also got a list of costs involved so that I know that if I want to sell a building, it's going to cost me 159 action points and 10 paper. And if I'm short on paper, I can use the green purchase button to jump over to the markets with paper selected in case anybody's got an order up. Over here, I'm going to select the area I want to sell a building from. Let's go ahead and select Fields. And in the fields, I've got a lot of options. I can sell another farm or a vineyard, or I can hop down here to this other option, Undeveloped Property in the Fields. Now, if I sell undeveloped property in the fields, then whoever purchases that plot will get to pick the blueprint that they want to build. They'll also have to pay for it, but then they will get the building of their choice. Let's go check out some of the buildings I already own. Here in the fields, here are all those farms we were looking at selling. Let's check one of those out. This blue highlight tells me that it's harvesting grain. It also tells me right here, building output grain. And I can use these buttons to change it. Maybe I want to produce produce or herbs instead, but I think grain's good for now. And here it tells me that my next cycle, the next time this building will produce grain, will be in 45 minutes and 53 seconds counting down. Down here you can see that it's telling me that for 23,853 grain I can have a higher level farm. Now, it does take time to construct, but with those resources, this farm would produce twice as much. It's definitely worth thinking about. Now, I've also got this big red demolish building just in case I'm tired of this farm and want to build something else. But for right now, I think it's all right. Up here, I've got my staff and production options. If I open this, I can see that right now I've got it at 75% staffing, and the 100% is grayed out, meaning I don't have enough population to staff it that high. Right now I'm using 8 peers, 23 yeomen, and 38 peasants to staff this farm. If I want those workers for something else, I can drop this down to less or even no workers right here. But production will also lower to match whatever the staffing rate is. So I have to keep that in mind. Let's check out a different kind of building. Over here in my high street, I have a pretty special building, the general store. Now, what makes it special is that it actually is both a crafting building and a training building. Here you can see that I can select for it to have carts made, which are actually a transportation unit because they require both the construction of the cart and the training of the crew that runs it. It's kind of a package deal. And then accessories can be crafted over here. I can select belt, boots, cloak, crown. Let's go ahead and make a necklace. So I select that, and you can see right here, tells me I'm crafting a copper chain, and it's going to take me 20 cycles to complete. It also lets me know how much that's going to cost me every cycle. Looks like it's going to be 50 silver drachmas and 1 pearl every cycle for 20 cycles to get that copper chain. But once I have it, I can equip it and it will increase my attributes, which are valuable everywhere. Here you can see the flag button opens up to let us give orders to this building. Right now, it's already set to limit its crafting to 5 of whatever I have it set to. Right now, the necklaces. So right now it's going to craft up to 5 necklaces as long as I have the resources, and then it's going to stop until it gets new orders. If I check this box down here, it will ignore any orders and just craft indefinitely. Down here is the setting scope. This allows me, if I've got a lot of buildings of the same type, to choose to set them all at once instead of one at a time. Right now, there's only one general store, so that doesn't really matter. Well, that's the basics of property ownership and building management in Brunelleschi, Age of Architects. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to check out the game at brungame.com.